Vaibhavi, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Great. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this webinar on the framework of segregation and monitoring of collateral at client level. I, Moon Chatterjee, on behalf of NSE and MCL, would like to thank all of you for taking time out of your busy schedule and being present here with us. As you all know, that SEBI White Circular dated 20th of July 2021 has put in place a framework for segregation and monitoring of collateral at client level. The speaker for today's webinar would be Ms. Hima Bindu and Ms. Vaibhavi Bani from NSE Clearing. They will be taking you through the nitty-gritties of the same. During the session, you shall be placed on mute. After the session, please post your questions in the chat box and we will answer them one by one. I would now request Ms. Hima Bindu to start her presentation.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Hima Bindu, and I'm accompanied by my colleague Vaibhavi Bani. And we will try to walk you through the recent changes which SEBI has come up with, and why we have come up with these changes, and what facilities NSE Clearing has provided to the clients, and how you should be using those functionalities. So basically, what happened was, if you last year in July, SEBI has come up with this client collateral segregation paper circular. So what the objective of this of this requirement was that the clearing members are required to disclose and report to the clearing corporations the collateral of the end clients which they are receiving it. So what it means is, suppose say you as an investor may be giving collateral to your trading members, and trading member in turn may be in turn may be giving the collateral to the clearing member, and the clearing member in turn may be giving that collateral to the clearing corporation. So basically the point here is the collateral is changing different hands, and also is changing different forms and shapes. So basically, in order to be transparent, and in order to have that, in order that you as an end client is aware as to where your collateral is lying and in what form it is lying, so to have this kind of because today, prior to this, the end investor didn't have any clue as to where the collateral is lying, in what form it is lying. So because this comes more in case of any dispute or in case of any default. So this also helps the entire ecosystem to identify, the collateral of the clients. So in order to have that, so effective last October 2021, we have, the circular has come in place where clearing members have been reporting, have been reporting the collateral information across all clients to the last mile, and also across the various segments. So this information is being reported to us on a daily basis. Okay, so suppose say for example, for a T-day, if for a transaction, if today is a trade day, so the clearing members are required to submit these details by T+1 5 p.m. So this was the idea behind. So that means on a daily basis, whatever information is coming to us, we are also making that information available as a part of this requirement. We are also making this available to the end clients. So now you must be wondering how we are making this available. So we have made a web portal available to the end clients, whereby you can register. You as an investor can register, and this information you will be able to see as an investor if you are kept the collateral with a trading member. So you'll be able to track your entire collateral as to in which form it is and with whom it is lying, and so on and so forth. So with this as an objective, this portal has been made available to the clients. So the objective of this webinar is to ensure that we inform you, we can explain you as to how you can avail of this facility. So what are the steps for registration, so that you can register and you can view these details. And at any point of time, you'll be able to view these details for the previous 5 days on the portal, what we have made it available. So with this as a background, I would want to hand over to my colleague Vaibhavi. So Vaibhavi, if you can just explain as to how investors can go ahead and register themselves and what are the functionalities and what they can view. So that will help them.
So like ma'am rightly said, this is a T+1 day reporting, meaning let's say today's you have to report the collateral for Wednesday. The timeline to do the same is till Thursday, 5 o'clock. Okay. And the facility that we have been providing the investors to view the collateral, I'll be sharing the URL. This is the URL which you can use as an investor to go log in and check what is the collateral that you had placed, whether the TM has rightly reported it, how much of it was retained by the TM, passed on to the CM, how much the clearing member retained, and what is the end, like end-to-end visibility will be provided. You can see that all using this URL. Now I'll take you through how you can avail this facility. So once you click on this URL, this is the welcome screen of the web portal. Since you will have to register yourself first to make a good of this facility. How do you do that? So simply you have to click the sign up option that appears at the bottom of the home screen, the one that is boxed in red. Once you click on the sign up option, it will take you through this entire form, wherein details like your first name, last name, your date of birth, your PAN card, mobile number, email ID, and all such details will have to be filled. The fields that are marked in asterisks are mandatory, so you have to ensure that all of it is filled, and you have to even ensure that the mobile number and the email ID that you will be providing over here has already been registered with your trading member in the UCI system of the exchange. Because if you don't enter the correct mobile number and the email ID, you will not be receiving the OTPs, which will be needed to log into the system every time you want to view your collateral related details. So once you have filled everything and you click on the submit button at the bottom of this window, it will take you to the next screen where you will be prompted to enter a OTP. So this OTP will appear on the mobile number that was previously entered in the screen. You will receive a OTP on your mobile. After you submit the OTP, you will receive a link on your registered email ID to complete this entire registration process. So once you go to your email, you click on the link that you have received in the mail. You will receive a success message as shown over here. So this is kind of like a notification that your registration process was completed. And if you want to now log in and check into your details, you simply have to click on the login login option that is there visible on the screen. Once you log into the web portal, this is how your collateral is going to be visible like. So here there are a lot of fields. I'll explain to you what each and every section of this means, so that you can understand that whether the collateral that you have which was submitted by you as an investor to your trading member, exactly how many hands it has changed, how many forms and shapes it took to finally reach the clearing corporation to get an end-to-end visibility. So what happens over here is, after you log into the system, and this is how your collateral details will be visible, there is a download report option also available over here. You can download the same to view it in Excel. So starting of this report, the fields are basic. They are the date, your clearing member ID, name, TM ID, TM name, your UCC code, and so on and so forth. Segment indicator is also present to ensure you can see what segment exactly what collateral was placed in. So when you submit some collateral to your trading member, let's say you have submitted cash to your trading member. So your trading member let's say you deposited 100 rupees cash with your trading member. He may choose to retain 10 rupees and pass on 90 to the clearing member, who in turn wants to retain 10 rupees for risk management purposes and pass on 80 to the clearing corporation. So over here, if you see, the bank guarantee received by TM, FD received by TM, approved securities, non-approved securities. These are all the forms of collateral that are going to be received by your TM. The next portion is what is retained by the TM. So again, over here, different asset types, cash, BG, FD, securities that are retained by the TM will be indicated in the next 7 columns. After that, what?
So basically here what we are saying is in whatever form of collateral you are giving. Suppose if you are giving cash, the corresponding values would be visible under the financial ledger balance. Suppose if you have given a bank guarantee, then that would be displayed under the bank guarantee. So that we are not giving an aggregated figure, we are giving a disaggregated figure. So basically you will also be able to identify the form of collateral which you would have given to the trading member, which is getting reflected under this first 5 columns, where you would see that what are the collateral, in what form you have given, and how that is being that is received by the trading member, means you have given to the trading member. So the next subsection of the 5-6 columns would be what the trading member would have, suppose out of 100 of either BG or an FD or a securities or whatever. So how much has been passed on to, how much has been retained. So that is the second bucket. So the third bucket would be out of the balance, whether how much has been given to the clearing member. And then the fourth bucket would be what has been retained by the clearing member. And the fifth bucket would be what has been passed on to the clearing corporation. So basically every form of collateral, so which has at the collateral wise data is what is getting displayed for the ease of the investors.
Another thing that I would like to add in over here, in addition to what ma'am mentioned, if you are registered under different TMs for different segments, let's say, you can see all of them using this single login. You need not create separate logins to see your data under different TMs. Everything will be available in a single go for you, for your ease. So what you can do is you can, keep a check on your data, exactly how much you were submitting, whether it was actually passed on to the CC, how much was retained, what forms of collateral, say you submitted cash, whether the TM decided to make a BG of it or FD of it. So the entire end-to-end visibility facility has been provided to you, and you as an investor can, check this data regularly, keep a track of it. If there is any discrepancy, say you find some problem with it, you can connect with your trading member, you can take it up with them. In case of non-resolution, you can even intimate the same to the exchange. Whatever I just explained and even whatever ma'am has highlighted in the entire slideshow so far is available for reading also. These are the circulars that you can refer through. These have a step-by-step approach to entire process that was highlighted in the PPT. That's it from our side. We can take any questions.
So in short, this is our objective was to get you acclimatized to the facility what we have provided, and we want more and more investors to avail of this facility so that they can view their collateral, so that it will help us in giving you better information. So with that as an objective, so we just wanted, if you have any questions, any specific questions pertaining to any of the things you want to understand, so we are more than happy to explain.
Thank you so much, Hima ma'am. Thank you, Vaibhavi, for this detailed insight. Participants, the webinar is open for question and answers. You can post your questions in the chat box, and we shall try to answer them one by one.
Uh, so one of the question was, can we get all data here? So, sir, what we are saying is, so here you will get to see all the collateral what you have placed with the trading member or with the clearing member. So that is what we are displaying over here. So basically, the second question was, you are asking whether it will be after applying haircut. Yes, as per the circular, what we have told is that the clearing member should report the collateral after applying the haircuts prescribed by the clearing corporation. So by virtue of that, the trading members or the clearing members, when they're reporting these details, the value what they would typically for the securities, it will be post haircut. So the next question, I think someone asked which file they are using it for the haircut. These haircut files are what CC prescribed. So so these are available in public domain on the website. So you can check on the NSE website. So the haircut values are published on the website. So how can you verify that the proper haircut is applied? So basically, this is something which, since you know what is the collateral you have given. So in this case specifically, I think since you are referring to security, so you know what securities you have given. You can go to the website and see what is the haircut which CC has prescribed. So you can calculate and check for yourself whether the value what is displayed against the against your ECC for a particular segment, whether the value what is displayed is correctly after haircut or not. So if in case you find any discrepancy, as a first step, I think first you should go and reach out to your trading member or the clearing member and try to understand as to how those values have been verified, have been reported. And that's the normal process is what we expect. Yes, these values do change because every day your VAR rate changes. So basis which your haircut might change. Theoretically, yes. So just to reiterate again, at any point of time, last 5 days collateral is what we would be reporting on the portal. So at any point of time, standing on today, if you register today and if you try to log in, if you have any collateral of yours with your trading member or the clearing member, then that information would be last previous year's 5 data would be applied onto the would be visible onto the portal. Next question was, for example, if NSE is prescribed a 10% on NFI, but broker is taking 5% more, that is 15%, then here NSE will display as per 10%. So ma'am, to answer your question, we have no way to validate whether what is your collateral which is given. So basically here, whatever we are reporting is what the member is reporting to us. So basically we have mandated that it is to be as per the CC haircut is what we have given. So you will have to, there is no mechanism whereby we can, validate that whether it has applied 10% or 15%. So whatever value he is reporting is what we are, displaying it to you. So that is the reason we are requesting all the investors that you should register, log in, check your details and validate whether the information what is being reported is to the best of your satisfaction. If you feel it is not, then we urge you go back and speak to the member and get the information sorted or at least get clarified. So we are not saying you should reconcile, ma'am. We are saying that this is what is uploaded is what we are making it available to you. So basically you have to, check that your collateral is being rightly reported. If you are not happy with the way that is being reported, it's an opportunity for you to. Earlier, there was no way you were, you are aware of the information. Now, with this information being made available, you should, if there is any discrepancy, you should speak to the member. And if you still feel that you are not, it's not being reconciled, I think you are always, you can report to the exchange. Yes, we can. I'll explain you, sir. So can we just have the slide shared? Yeah. So I think you wanted to see the collateral flow, right? So here what we are saying is, in this example, suppose say your clearing member is, for example, ABC, and your trading member is 345, for example, and your UCC code is this. And so this is the UCC code for this particular segment, and there could be multiple segments. So, and here, if you see in this example, we have also stated, if you are a member with multiple exchange, with multiple trading members, then since you are keying in the PAN and since you are keying in PAN and the mobile number, which is the unique combination, so all the information which you would be which your information would be available with multiple trading members or clearing members, that will be displayed. So here, suppose say, take an example, you have given 100 rupees as a cash collateral, for example, and you would have given for example, securities. So the cash would be displayed under the financial ledger balance, because typically they maintain ledger. So that is how it will be updated in the financial ledger balance. And typically, you as an end client, I'm assuming you are an individual client, you would not give a bank guarantee or an FD. So you would give securities. So in case you have, so here if you see, we are talking about approved securities and non-approved securities. So what we mean by this is, approved securities are those securities which are approved by the clearing corporation for the purpose of getting the benefit. But that doesn't bar the trading member from taking non-approved securities. So here what we are saying is, for the so if you are given securities, of which few may be approved and few may be non-approved securities, so both needs to be reported separately, so that you are aware as to what is the haircut is applied for each of the things, and what is and only the approved is something typically would get passed on to the clearing corporation, and non-approved would be something which would be either retained by the trading member, or they would be retained by the clearing member if he has passed on to the clearing member. So that is the reason we have given this kind of a bifurcation. And other forms of collateral would not make much of a difference, because if there are any other collateral, approved commodities or other collateral, which may not be actually relevant to you as an end investor, because when we are getting this information reported, there could be various types of clients. It could be for a trading member, could be is a client to the clearing member, and similarly custodians and so on and so forth. So that's why these various forms of information is being provided. Basically, any form of collateral is being bifurcated, and whatever you give is, first thing, it will get reflected under these columns till here. Subsequently, suppose say, in this example, you have given 100 rupees 100 rupees cash, and you have given 100 rupees value of collateral under approved, and 100 rupees as non-approved, for example. So in these three buckets, so there will be values which will be displayed under the financial ledger, under the approved securities, and under the non-approved. So these three will go to the next step, where in case the trading member is retained with him, then in the corresponding fields over here, so if you again see here, you would have the similar 7 columns over here: cash retained, BG retained, FD retained, approved securities retained, non-approved securities retained. So accordingly, it would be retained, you would get those values. Suppose out of 100, if he has retained 10 and 90 is passed on, that would get reflected over here. Same goes with the other forms of collateral in case of approved or non-approved securities. And now the next is, so this is the next, so these are the ones which is retained by the trading member. Now the next step would be, since in case of a F&O segment or a derivative segment, there could be a possibility that he is not a clearing member. He is maybe only a trading member, and he may have to pass on to the clearing member for the purpose of exposure and other things. So in this case, the next step would be how much he would have passed on to the clearing member. So in the previous window, when we said out of 100, he has retained 10. So that means 90 he should have passed on to the clearing member. So that is what is we are indicating over here, where in this column, where you would say what is the cash placed with the clearing member. So the next bucket would be what is that what is that which is being placed with the clearing member, and then so the corresponding values would get reflected over here. And the subsequent bucket would be what is that which the clearing member has retained and what is that which he had passed on to the clearing corporation. So on and so forth. This is how the information is going to be displayed in each of these buckets. So basically there are 5 buckets, if you have to put it this way. What is received, what is retained by the trading member, what is placed with the clearing member, what is retained by the clearing member, and what is passed on to the clearing corporation. So in this case, one more point which I wanted to say is this is only with regards to your collateral available with NSE clearing. So that is, and suppose if your transactions are across multiple clearing corporations, so that you will not get to see here. It is only what is placed with NCL. So that is another point which you may have to check, because maybe when you are reconciling, you would find some differences. So you will have to, ideally this information is being provided by every other CC. So you should, when you are reconciling, you should check for the total of all across the CCs is what you can, you'll be able to see if your presence is there in multiple clearing corporations. So I think, so this is what I think one of the, query was this. So I think this is what. Seven columns of what I have placed, written. Yes.
Just to add to that, just to add to what Hima Bindu just stated, was that if still you are not satisfied and if still you have any discrepancies and you feel that you're not getting correct information with your after reporting to your clearing corporations also, then you are advised what you could do also is that you can send us a mail at ig@nsc.co.in. So that I'll put it in the chat box also. So you can drop in a mail on this particular email ID. Or you can register a complaint online by going to our website.
Shanti, can you please post the URL link also on the chat? I think someone has asked, Mr. Khan is asking for a URL. If you could just put it out there.
Yes, in a minute I'll be posting the URL link also so that it will be easy. Thank you.
Sir, one of the questions was who is a clearing member and who is a trading member? So typically the trading member is a member to whom you would have approached for placing your orders. And clearing member is the entity which is clearing and settling the trades which have got executed. No, sir. Quantity we are not displaying. We are displaying the value. Because quantity again, it's like there could be a spread of securities. Same goes with this. So there is another reason why we are value is being displayed, because now effective May 2nd, when the entire when the phase 2 of the client collateral goes live, where so the exposure and the utilization of margin against your trades will be at the client level. So this entire bifurcation of individual client level collateral wise information will also have to be reported to the clearing corporations before placing of the trade. So effectively what will happen is, suppose if you have given 100 rupees, so the trades that would be executed would be marked against your collateral. So here brokers are asking collateral for margin exposure. So total, yeah, all collateral which you have placed with the member would be displayed over here. They are supposed to display all collateral. So basically, in short, whatever you give it to your broker, that needs to be visible to you. Any further questions from any of the participants? Shanti, I think I think there are not many questions, so maybe we can wait for 2-3 minutes more, and if we don't see any questions, so maybe we can know. So I leave it to you, Shanti.
Sure, ma'am.
So your question is not clear. What do you mean by saying, is there any charges for collateral? Please explain. No, sir. Actually, I don't know. I've not understood your question, but I would just put it this way that before any trading is, before you place any orders with the exchange, it is mandatory that you also place, the client, the broker collects, margins, upfront margins before he executes trade on the exchange. So that that's the reason, every trading member asks for collateral. So the collateral what the brokers ask could be in any form, which could be in cash, it could be in non-cash. So cash, by cash we mean cash, BG, FD. Non-cash could be your securities or such forms of collateral. So basically, unless and until you as an investor is placing these, unless until the broker is collecting upfront margin, he is not allowed to place any trades. So so this is actually mandated by SEBI. So it's a good risk management measure. So that is the reason these collaterals are sought by the trading members. So as such, there are no, I don't call it as a charge, but this is the collateral which is required before placing any trade. So if you're saying, if you're giving a security, depending on the applicable haircut, the net value is what would be on basis which the exposure would be given. I don't know if I have been able to answer the question, but I've not understood the question beyond it. Collateral placed by broker are transferred in any demat account. Ma'am, actually, I think you are referring to securities. Securities cannot be transferred. Now, effective last September 2020, I think the pledge repledge mechanism can come in place. So actually, the securities are not transferred to anyone. It is just that from your account, if you are given this as a part of collateral, they're pledged in favor of the trading member or the clearing member, whoever it is, and which in turn get repledged to the clearing corporation, or in case it is a non-approved security, then or in case the limits have been exhausted or whatever, depending on whatever the risk management procedures applicable with the CC, then he might retain. So then in that case, it would not be repledged, it would be only kept with the trading member or the clearing member. So in all the cases, the title is still remaining with you. So it is not that the shares are getting transferred, it is the pledge repledge mechanism. So there is a complete trail as to who is the owner of the securities. So my shares will be pledged with CM by broker. Yes, with your permission. That's right. I think there are not many questions left now. So I think we thank everyone for being a part of this webinar. And in case of any questions, you can always email to either the exchange or the clearing corporation.
I would once again like to thank Hima ma'am and Ms. Vaibhavi for this detailed presentation and for taking all the questions. I would like to thank all the participants for being here with us out of their busy schedules. We hope this webinar was of help to you. Thank you so much once again. Have a great day.
Thank you.